Let me show you something very interesting today. Look at this affiche right on your screen, and I'm sure most of you would be able to identify this because this is one of the most repeated questions in the TEF Speaking Section A exam. Now, when I show this particular affiche to anybody, I tell you, they start asking me certain fixed pattern question. And during all my calls and coaching, I have noticed that most of the learners come from a fixed mindset that I'm going to ask, où vous êtes situé, quel est le prix, y a-t-il une réduction? And if you would ask me, is there something wrong if I ask these questions? The answer is no. The funny part is they are not wrong. They are grammatically correct. The only thing is missing here is that they are not holding up the meaningful conversation, and that is what exactly the examiner is looking for. What happens when we try to learn French, we make our own template and we think, oh, you know what? I asked my 18-20 questions and that too in French. That means I'm done. So, in this particular playlist, I'm going to give you all the framework. With this particular framework, you should be able to ask many such advanced phrased versioned questions. And also, if you follow this well, take a note on your workbook, I promise you, you would be able to score a lot better than what you're doing today because this is all about holding up the connect with an examiner. So, today in this video, I'm going to start with a simple single memory map. Just remember 4 C's, and I promise you, you would be able to create your own questions logically. First thing first, when you look at the affiche, don't just start looking at the vocabulary. You have to first understand what is your role like. Are you asking the question that you would like to join the course, the cuisine? Oh yes, pro tip here. The pronunciation is Cours, not Cours. I have heard this a lot, and please note down your workbook. The pronunciation is Cours, not Cours. Now, before you join the course of cuisine, you're going to genuinely ask yourself that before I spend my money, what is it that I am going to genuinely ask? If you start thinking like this, your way of treating Speaking Section A of TEF Canada exam will change completely because you will know the answers of many things. Look at this 4 C's framework. The first part of the framework is Cours. First, I want you to understand what is Cours. What exactly I'm going to learn? So here is a phrase that you can start with. Pourriez-vous m'expliquer un petit peu comment se déroule le cours? Then I can go deeper. Quel type de plat apprend-on à préparer? Est-ce qu'on apprend à préparer des plats de différents pays? Voilà. So before you even ask the question about money, first you understand the product that you're interested in. So the note down thing here is Cours. Please note down in your workbook. C stands for Cours, that you're super curious to know everything about the course that you're going to join. Let's go ahead with the next one. The second one on your screen is condition. Now, condition or conditions now is something that I should know if I'm interested. Okay, I understood about the course, I'm interested, and now tell me about the condition. So, when can I join? How can I join? What is the policy like? So, here are certain phrases or the questions that you can ask. Est-ce que les cours sont adaptés aux débutants? Faut-il avoir de l'expérience en cuisine? These are some very natural phrases or the questions because you're checking whether the course is something suitable for you or not. In fact, I can give you one more pro tip which I just can think of quickly, that you can even ask, Madame, le cours est-il adapté aux enfants? Mon enfant, il a 10 ans. So you will give such more personalized question to the examiner, which will definitely give you some brownie points. Moving further, let's move to our C3, that is calendar. What do I mean here is that, great. So far, the course, we are interested and we established that course is something suitable for me. Now I want to know, when is it starting? What time does it start? What is the duration of the course? So here I would have 3 to 4 questions which I can easily ask because these are common questions and I can definitely memorize my framework properly. Quand commence le cours prochain? Quels jours ont lieu les cours? Combien de temps ça dure chaque cours? So you can ask such questions and definitely while connecting with the examiner, and this is how your conversation will be progressing. So note here, guys, you're not jumping randomly and losing track of your template or your script. You are building the conversation step by step. And here in this playlist, trust me guys, I'm not selling anything. It is all about me giving this super insightful framework, because you got to know that wherever you're studying from, you can apply these principles and you can avoid taking multiple attempts. Because I totally understand many of you do not even know that you got to hold a meaningful conversation and do not just vomit the memorized phrases. So this is a logical flow. Let's move on to the fourth one. The fourth one is coût, price. Of course, this is where I see a lot of challenges, because what I see a pattern, whenever anybody is asking the question about the price, the next follow-up question is, y a-t-il une réduction? Again, there is nothing wrong in it, but just that this conversation is not proceeding further. So I have a better tip for you here. Rather than asking réduction, rather ask, what does this price include? Do I have to pay extra for the material? Do I bring something from home? Would I get the certificate when I complete the course after paying this fees? So always have the questions, the follow-up questions ready. Do not stop at asking price and réduction. You have other things to ask. Like I will, of course, in this playlist going to talk about many such different affiches and many such pro tips. Just keep noting down. So quick revision, guys. Cours, where we are going to show our curiosity to ask about the cours. Condition, where we are going to ask about the conditions, who is eligible, what can I do to sign up for this course. Calendar, how can I join this, when can I join this, and what is the duration, and finally the price. Now, you come to this conversation by now, already 3.5 minutes must be over if you follow the proper process of adding connectors and also able to acknowledge the examiner. You are now going to ask the examiner, hey, can I go ahead and sign up for this? So this will now naturally increase the flow of your conversation, and that will sound like a very natural ending. So your entire conversation typically has a journey. So I understand the course. If I checked very well, it is for me. I checked my availability, I checked the price, and I went ahead and registered for the course. This is very much easy to remember than memorizing any 20 random questions. These are the certain scoring phrases that I will give you right away. Instead of saying je veux savoir, I will rather use these two. They have conditional praison, they look more polite, and they have the character versus je veux savoir. Even you can use sometimes je voudrais savoir, that is also fine, but I will not recommend doing the overusage, because that is something not showing your creativity. And last piece, you should not sound robotic. You are not asking questions like a police interrogation. What you got to do is you have to make a connect with your examiner. So remember these three words, that is react, connect, continue. RCC. That means the moment examiner is replying to your question, you're going to acknowledge. Okay, c'est intéressant. Je vois. Ah d'accord, je comprends. Je le note. These are the acknowledgements. That means you're reacting to the information provided by the examiner. Then you connect. That means actually give a connector logic. En plus, mesdames, j'ai d'autres questions à vous poser. Voila. And then finally, you would ask another question. So this is a formula, guys, to give you the natural flow, which is react, connect, continue. And this would go definitely a very long way, and you would surely score way higher than what you're doing today. So to sum up all, we are going to follow the 4C framework. And in order to sound the natural, we are definitely going to react, then we are going to connect, and finally, then we will continue by asking our questions. Now, before I let you go to the next video, guys, I want you to go ahead and just give me only five questions that you're going to ask on this affiche, which is different from Cours de Cuisine now, because let's build a conversation and let's just practice in the real timeline so that you finish this exam right within 2026. Now, our fish is here right in front of you. I just need 5 questions. Also, keep it in mind, I don't want to know the general questions. Où vous êtes situé? Quel est le prix? All of these questions I don't want. I only want logical flow question with good phrases that you're going to ask, and no cheating, no ChatGPT. Let's get on to the next video right after you've done this exercise on your workbook. Continue to watch.